Hello and welcome to The Big Fight. One of the most interesting things about India as a developing country over the last 50, 60 years has really been the relationship between the army and the government. And it stands out because the relationship has by and large been so absolutely fantastic. The army listens to the government. There's never ever been any substantial trouble like we've had in just about all other developing countries across the world. Now, in recent times, of course, there have been a few cases which have put a question mark on that. So I am going to be asking our panel today whether those are aberrations. And in particular, General VK Singh seems to have made some statements, and there's been a certain track record which has again put question marks on that. So to figure out where we are moving on government, army, nation relationships, we have a great panel with us. I'm going to start off by welcoming right here in the studio Tarun Vijay, Rajya Sabha MP representing the BJP. We have with us from Chandigarh Mr. Randeep Singh Surjewala, who's a cabinet minister in the Haryana government representing the Congress party. Tanveer Sadiq, the spokesperson of the National Conference, is joining us from Srinagar, and we've got some great voices representing the defense forces. So Lieutenant General Raj Kadian, it's great to have you with us. Major General Ravi Arora, who's the editor of the Indian Military Review. We have with us Brigadier Arun Sehgal, who's the Executive Director of the Forum of Strategic Initiative. Brigadier V. Mahalingam, great to have you with us as well. And Saikat Datta, resident editor of the DNA, is going to help us bring some perspective to all of this. Randeep Singh Surjewala, why don't I start off with you? The sort of comments and sort of position that the General VK Singh has been finding himself in, there have been many controversial incidents, but there's also a large number of people say he's been deliberately targeted because of the fact he's been sharing stages with Narendra Modi.
See, I think we have to see things in a larger perspective. First of all, I want to say, Vikram, Army has done a stellar role for this nation. And each Indian, all of us, your entire panel, your entire audience and everybody's proud of Indian Army. There was a particular newspaper item in a newspaper, and reacting to that, General VK Singh, who's a retired army chief and a respected soldier, he divulges secrets of a overt or a covert operation. I'm not privy to how far that is correct, but it raises 3 or 4 very pertinent issues. Those holding high offices and privy to public secrets, post their retirement, should they be playing on those secrets in public domain, or should they respect the integrity of their office, the respect of their office, and the inherent secrecy that comes with the office? By discussing covert operations of the Indian Army in public domain, has he not compromised on the military intelligence and per se on the morale of the army itself? And some things which are even beyond the audit of the CAG, should they be discussed at all in public domain? And does it not harm the Indian Army's morale, as also its standing?
Okay.
This is bereft of saying that the report is true or wrong, because it is still
okay. So he should not have made the comments that he did. Tarun Vijay.
Vikram, very honestly, I must say that in spite of being pushed to the wall and in spite of being assaulted from left, right and the center for no reason but for the political reasons, I wish General had not spoken what he spoke. But the real traitor, the real anti-national person is the one who leaked the report of Technical Support Division. Why Mr. Surjewala is not speaking a word about that? Who leaked it and why did he leak? And the timing of the leak is just after Mr. VK Singh had expressed his political opinions on the dais with one of our great leaders. And this has happened second time. Even first time when his letter to the Prime Minister was leaked, everyone from the Congress said that perhaps General Singh had leaked it just to embarrass the Prime Minister. But it happened that a person, a lady officer from the PMO herself had leaked it. I would like to know what action government has taken against that officer. It was a treason. It was an act of treason. So it's a government that is very methodically devastating and destructing the most important intelligence institutions. This is the death knell for the intelligence gathering. This is something which people don't comprehend. What the government has done just to embarrass a former army chief. Government has done something against India, against the government of India.
Okay, Randeep Singh Surjewala.
Certainly, those who leak such reports are responsible and should be brought to book. But let us also examine a larger issue. Is it fair for retired army chiefs to discuss covert operation in public domain? Is it correct for the glory of the army and for retaining its operational integrity to do so in public domain?
But
Okay.
And
Mr.
should
Surjewala,
those
why did
who
your
have
government
held
take
high
no action
offices
against
and
the
have
first
access
person
to
who leaked the
secrets,
report
should they
and
do
leaked
so?
the letter of General Singh to Prime Minister? I mean,
please
you
have faith in
encourage
the
these
defense
people within
minister
the
of this
government
country.
and then you are embarrassing the army. You are not embarrassing anyone else. Just to embarrass the army chief,
Tarunji,
you are
Tarunji, with all
attacking
humility,
the foundation
Tarunji,
of
with all
intelligence
humility, I want
gathering
to
in
say,
India.
please have faith in your. Please have faith. There are principles of strategic support as far as national interests go. Whether it was Kargil, whether it was any other war, all political parties have stood behind government.
Okay, fine.
When
Now,
it
can
comes
I-
to national interest, have faith in defense minister. A report has come to him. He is examining it, and as per
Okay,
your
fair enough.
allegation that General VK Singh is being persecuted, this is a report that has generated from Indian Army
Tarun, hang on,
and
hang
in
on.
March.
Let me
He
get
shared
Tanveer
dice only
Sadiq
last
in.
week. So
Let me
I
get
don't
Tanveer
think
Sadiq in.
it's
Tanveer, what do you think has been the impact of the leaking of the report, which is some time back, and also the general comments that General VK Singh has been making?
First of all, when this report in the Indian Express came, it was a big shocker for us, because if an army chief, a former army chief, is planning to destabilize an elected government, what could be more worse than that? I mean, I've right from 94, when after the governor ruled in 96, when the new elected government came, when Shankar Rao Chaudhary was the army chief, to General Malik, and to now Vikram Singh, I have yet to find any army chief being as controversial as Mr. VK Singh. It looked more like it was a personal animosity with Mr. Omar Abdullah or his government. I mean, you cannot, under covert operation, you cannot decide or plan to destabilize an elected government. Number one. Number two, the biggest blunder he did was that he came to the media saying that he has paid money to some ministers. I mean, for heaven's sakes, you don't know what huge problem he has created for us. I mean, everybody on the road would feel that, look here, in Kashmir, you have a government by the army and not an elected government by the people. So it is us who have to convince them, look here, it's not like that. So this was the reason we decided that there should be a CBI inquiry into it. And then if we, needless to mention here, that all the ministers of the National Conference in writing said that in case you don't name all these people, we will be forced to go for legal, we'll take recourse to legal course to justice. I mean, somewhere, somebody has to be accountable.